his way and is like, "You bothering my customers?"
No, sir. No, sir. Never would we do such a thing. We are simply here looking for work.
So he kind of like spits into a recently cleaned glass and then starts cleaning it again. He's like, "Sure, work. Yeah. Be good to get you lazy bums out of my tavern."
Farming is just lazy man's hunting. No respect for
Did
it.
you say that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a rustle of like 15 chairs all being pushed back as half the bar stands up. They're all starting to like just be like, "Excuse me, son. Did you have something to say about farming, did you?"
Too busy drinking to the glory of the Empire. Wouldn't have been me. Would have been somebody else. But how about that Empire? Unification Day, huh?
So one of the guys is like, "So you won't mind paying for a round of drinks then? You know, for the
Uh,
Empire."
uh, Not at all through gritted teeth. What's my rough estimate? What's it's going to cost me here?
A gold
Filkin's on a
piece.
budget. With trembling fingers, Filkin reaches out and puts down a gold piece, very reluctantly, for the Empire.
So
Hey!
one of the men at the bar like reaches all the way down to your gnomish shoulder and puts his hand on it and says, "Now, you'll have a drink with us and you'll toast to us farmers, won't you?"
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I love farming. Is the smart man's hunting. I love farming.
Everyone lifts their
Food comes
glass
to
in the
you.
name of Empress Goddess Sindane and toast to farmers, and Filkin seems to have made a couple of new friends instead of a couple of new wounds.
They were expensive friends, though.
That represented a lot of my city folk money. Luckily, I still have my furs and my hat, so all my true valuables. Yes, I will toast to the
Sindane.
Empress Sindane, with a big smile on my face, as big as I could make it with my toothy grin from years of being in the outlands, wandering around. And I will inquire from Soren. You said you are on the water recently. There's one of the tasks on the job board involved a boat trip, I believe. Although it didn't. Would that be something up your field of expertise, or do you want to stay away from the water for now?
I love the water, especially the salt water. But yes, there's a. I believe you're mentioning the magical research that is required. It sounds like if we have someone knowledgeable in arcane, then we could help complete that task. But I do not myself have that such knowledge. I do know that the job board said the bartender would know of where this strong backs and dirty hands that would help with the harvest would be. So I'm wondering, bartender, how far is this farm from here?
He kind of looks you over and he's like, "You want to take that job?"
I would, if my new companions agree.
He kind of eyes you over and then spits in his glass again and gets back to cleaning it. He just shakes his head and says, "You're sure you want to take this particular job, son?" Well, I can't stop you.
I'm sure, but what can you tell us more about it?
Well, the town's about just over a day's travel at the normal rate to the east of the city. Now, they say that there's a war pack of kobolds between here and there roaming around trying to catch lone travelers, and of course there's your normal bandits, but for adventurers like you, I'm sure you'll be fine. It's only about 40 kobolds or so. The village is not what you might expect. None of you have ever traveled east of Hub, yes?
That is true.
It's
New
a very
arrivals.
different place.
We're new arrivals here in Hub. Well, at least I am. I can't speak for my new
You guys are all new to Hub.
colleagues.
You say it's a
Yes,
day. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a day east. You said the village.
A little over a day's to the east. If you were to start now and work at a fast pace, you may make it there in time.
So more than.
I'd say perhaps 25, 30 miles east.
Vilkin seems to sigh with relief. Yes. That sounds excellent.
I wouldn't mind stretching my legs during the journey. So, have we come to a decision? Should we travel east to this farmstead? What's the town called again?
The town is called Narsh.
Narsh. And who is the proprietor of this farm?
He says, well, it's not one farm. If you want to know more, you'll have to get out there. The mayor will explain the situation to you. Still, I have to caution you against going. I'm not sure you're the right type of people for this job.
And why do you say that? Is it because we don't have the look of a local?
You don't have the look of a farmer, son.
So, gents, do you want to travel there, or should we try one of the other pursuits on the job board?
I think we've come to some degree of consensus that between the price and the civic responsibility serving local community, that working on the farmstead seems acceptable.
I'm up for anything that takes place outdoors, with the sky, the sun, and the ground under my feet, which is pretty much anywhere outdoors. So, okay, I've had a little bit to drink. You know, in the name of the Empress, they forced it upon me.
Yes, thank you for that ale. And
that's right.
I cheers him.
I cheers, being careful not to spill the precious fluid.
I'll get the next round when it's a much smaller round.
Is that a height joke? I'm a gnome. Or a proud gnome, though.
No, as meaning not as many participants.
I'm just trying to break the ice with their sword. You can make fun of my height. I'm quite confident in my race.
So, if we set off now, we can get there by nightfall.
The bartender looks you over for a moment and says, you'll have to push hard. Are you boys ready for such a journey?
How hard is pushing hard?
You'll have to set a fast travel pace. And if you get lost at all, I'm afraid that night will fall before you can make it there.
I am fairly good. Well, let's see. Filkin wouldn't tell the truth on this. I'm extremely good in the wilderness as a guide. Survival is one of my many specialties. As an expert gnome explorer, I'd be more than happy to help us try to get there safely. And I have the ability to provide food for up to 6 along the way. So we will eat in style. No offense to the current establishment, but it will be from the hands of fate. We shall eat for free.
Excellent. Then you will be our, as you are our guide, we will get there safely and maybe even ahead of schedule.
That is one of the possibilities, yes.
So you guys have chosen your quest?
Not only have we chosen our quest, it would seem we have chosen our leader, as it were, in Falcon.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a follower, but
party leader, but in terms of guide leader.
Yeah.
The person who makes you go in circles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Arthur, if I at fast pace, I mean, I'm in chainmail. I'm feeling like I don't want to leave it, but I also don't know that I necessarily want to do a forced march in chainmail.
Come on, you can take it off and just put it on whenever you get into trouble, right?
But then I have to carry it. We don't have a horse or anything, so. All right, I guess I will.
If only you had a sale card.
Yeah. If only.
Yep.
All right.
We decided that Filkin is not currently supporting
Nope.
a sail card.
Nope. Sorry, I'm flipping through here real quick to find the chapter on travel.
Filkin winces at the mention of a sail card.
Well, the sail card mention was me, so no one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No one mentioned it.
How much? How much would it cost to like rent a mule or something to carry some stuff, to carry gear?
Interesting. I think that would be under the equipment section. You might even be able to rent a wagon or something.
Soren, what relationship does your faith have with the Divine Spark, if I can ask? Not to get too personal too quickly, but we are about to share a journey.
The first and the last is a mighty and vengeful god who will either aid or harass your enemies depending upon his mood.
I like it.
A
Like my
donkey
kind of
is
guy.
8 gold pieces.
I almost bought a donkey, but I could afford the donkey and the bit or bridle, but not both, and it's 2 gold pieces.
So, if you guys are going to travel, I need to know the marching order, and then someone has to be assigned to navigate. And then there's a couple other things that you can do while you're traveling. Well, I'm guessing forage is actually not going to be a problem because Filkin does that automatically as an Outlander. So, who's marching in what rank? You know, front, back, middle.
Filkin seems fearless. He has no problem. He seems to feel that the chances of anything bad happening are incredibly slim, and this is a walk in the park.
I'll be right behind him.
Okay.
I will take third then.
All right.
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, what is the passive perception of everyone but Filkin?
15 for sword.
I think that's about the highest you're going to get, right? Maybe
Kyrie has a 12.
Just for the sake of our viewers, maybe you could explain what passive perception is.
So passive perception is going to be a 10 plus your wisdom score, I believe.
So 13 for me.
Yep. So passive is just to notice something if you aren't actively looking for it. Okay, Filkin, you can make a roll if you like. You know what? I'm actually retroactively going to give you inspiration for your little performance at the bar. Because you definitely put yourself in danger with your words about farmers. That was a surprisingly foolish move.
Yes. There has to be the first in every.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you will need to make a roll to navigate properly to the site that you're going to.
Is this a survival roll?
Can I aid him at all?
If you're aiding him, you cannot be passively perceiving at the same time. Which is perfectly fine. Yes, it is a survival roll.
Okay, I will aid him.
Okay?
So that, I think that puts our top passive perception at 13 then.
Yep.
So my survival is normally +2. With aid, it is. How does aid work?
It's an advantage.
Oh, it's an advantage. Okay. So I'll roll twice.
Yep. I didn't know that's how it worked, though. I guess I hadn't read that. I thought I might have give you a boost, but sure. A 20 on the dice roll there will do quite nicely.
Big money. Filkin's belief that if he just makes stuff up, it actually happens is confirmed.
So, Filkin, I think there's something are you trying to specifically avoid a certain site?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you go a little bit northward on the path, but no one questions it. Can you roll a D100, please, Filkin?
I forgot to set up generic dice. I'll have that if I were invited back. 14.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make you take the full blame for this event. It's actually going to be shared with Adam. So, Adam, would you roll a 2d6 for me, please? Okay. And you got a 13 was the highest passive perception?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys, you travel across the open plains east of Hub. You get about 12 miles out. You start heading north a bit. There's a clearing. You can see a couple wagons gathering there, but Filkin seems to be pulling you around that gathering. And just as you go over one of the rolling hills east of Hub, you notice that there is a pack of 4 kobolds hanging out, just getting ready to rush down to that wagon area. And they don't really notice you guys. Like, they look past you. It seems as if you've evaded them just for the moment. What would you like to do?
Vilkin puts his hand to his forehead and goes, "Oh, brother. I was trying to avoid this, but we really don't want to get involved in what's going on down there. But at the same time, those are my people, and I think we, need to defend them, if stealthily if possible. But because I don't know how they're going to react to finding out we were nearby. It's a sensitive subject going on down there. Any advice appreciated, but I have to defend my people, I think."
So while you're talking, the kobolds all stand up and begin running in your direction with spears out.
Oh, I didn't realize they'd seen us.
Yep.
Should we attack
you just
them?
stop to talk to everybody, right? Just standing in the open.
Fair enough.
They pop out. They kind of hold like their hands up to their eyes as they're running forward. What would you guys like to do? They're probably 100 feet away from you, and they're at the top of a hill running downwardly towards you.
There's 4 of them,
Yes.
and the meeting going on with the people that they were sort of spying on,
It's to the southeast. It's about 4 miles out.
and it's 4 miles away.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to pay more attention. I apologize. Well, shoot, we can just dispatch these guys without being.
Let's kill these marauders.
I'm curious as to why they were spying, but I'll follow your lead. I don't know whether to be hostile or not. I'll follow your lead. Soren is a holy man. Flip a coin?
What was the race of the people that they were spying on, or are they too far out to spy?
It's too far away to see. But I will say this: you did see a number of sail carts out there, which usually implies gnome.
It's gnomish business, and not the kind that should be involved by other races. But we should try to protect them if we can. But I'll say in character, I'm not sure these kobolds are hostile, so I'll follow your lead.
They're running towards you with spears out.
Yeah, and I'm going to meet them in battle, and once they get into within range, I'm going to cast a sacred flame in their direction.
Well, let's roll initiative before we make some decisions here.
We need tokens.
You should have tokens, however, they are not on the right map. So there you go. So here we've got like the Final Fantasy, old style Final Fantasy battle music, where you guys are like standing still and you're just kind of moving around like into 2 different positions, and the kobolds are running towards you, and they're like,
Seeing the token. Oh, there they are.
Yep, sorry, they're right here.
That'd be fun.
Let me add you manually there, Kyron.
And his name doesn't show up for us. I don't
Which
know if
one?
that's in the last
I
one.
might have forgotten to turn on name. There you go. Okay, Narder.
Chiron.
You're up first. There's 4 kobolds running in a pack towards you, carrying small spears, and they're about 100 feet away, coming down a hill.
All right, I will draw my mace, and sort of move to the front to, since I've got the heaviest armor and the shield, I'll sort of stand in front of the group and ready my mace.
Do you do anything cool, like bang your mace off of your shield, just to let
No.
everyone know you're there? No?
No.
Okay, so you just move, you push everyone else aside, and you move with your shield out, and you stand in the front. Okay. The kobolds move 60 feet down the hill, and does anyone speak Draconic?
Nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. All right, they're kind of talking in this sibilant hiss as they go along, and they all seem to be pointing at Soren. And they kind of, like birds in a V formation, they all shift directions to kind of bypass Narder and head towards Soren. However, they're still about 40 feet away from you all. Filkin, what would you like to do?
Filkin will cast a spell. He will cast his cantrip True Strike. Since
Okay.
they're 40 feet away now, is that correct?
Yep.
And he will also he will move to stand next to Soren if possible,
Okay.
or actually perhaps 5 feet behind Soren, so I can fire through him or something.
All right, Kyron.
I will, if we are engaging these creatures, ready and attempt to fire my light crossbow.
Okay. All right, so you pull that thing out, crank it back. Soren, you got a whole town full of trouble heading towards you. Filkin just moved in behind you. He's like looking out from behind your legs.
I declare at the nearest kobold, I will be the first and you will be the last.
Oh!
That's a good,
Nice
good battle
catchphrase. Nice usage.
And I will throw Sacred Flame at him. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So it's an auto hit.
Okay.
And my DC
He got a
is
19. He crushed it.
Okay. And then, is there any cover that I could use to move to?
Behind you, there's all sorts of rolling hills around here. Pretty much 60 feet in any direction except forward. You're going to be able to get on top of something.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to position myself under the nearest cover that I can.
Okay, all right. So you run up a hill as they're running towards you. You leave Filkin standing alone as they're charging right towards him to get to you.
I will also withdraw my retrieve my warhammer and bang it upon my shield, which also bears my holy symbol.
So what happens with your sacred flame, by the way? What does that look like? How are you launching this attack?
It's essentially going to be the swirling, spiraling flame leaping from my fingers, and the tail end of that flame is going to be like a jaw that's snapping towards you.
Okay.
Like
so
a
what
wolf.
happens is you fire this thing, it ground follows like a magic missile, so it immediately drops from your hand, goes into ground follow mode, and heads up at this guy. And the first kobold digs his spear into the ground as he's running forward, uses it to pole vault over it, and with any seeking missile, you see it try to follow him and then just wander off into the sky. And he goes into a combat roll, comes out of it, and continues running towards you.
Awesome.
Okay, Narder.
All right, so how close am I to...
They're about 40 feet away.
All right, I will also try Sacred Flame, but mine is different. It's not something that comes out of me. It's it's sort of a. Hang on, my phone thinks I'm talking. So like I look at them and then like it's almost like just a bright spark above their head of light. And then if they make their saving throw, that's all that happens.
Nope.
Oh,
so he
all right.
comes out of that landing, and then he looks up to watch where the missile's going, and you put this flame like right above his head. He's like, "Ah, my precious eyes!"
And his 5 points of damage.
Okay, so he immediately collapses in a heap, unconscious. So like you burn his face in the process, and he's like, "Ah!" Anything
Did he speak?
else?
No, that's it.
That was in Draconic, but
Okay.
all people can understand when someone in Draconic screams out, "Ah, my eyes." It's a very common phrase.
That and getting kicked in the groin are universal.
So the remaining three of them all charge information at Filkin.
They've got to run me down in order to get to Soren. I brilliantly planned that one out.
So the first one will have disadvantage, and then the other two will get pack tactics, and so they'll just have regular attacks. So what is your AC, Brave Filkin?
Filkin's AC is a stout 12.
All right, well, he still hits. So this first kobold, like, looks at the smoking remains of the other kobold and, like, leaps over him and slams into you with his spear out for 3 points.
3 points. Filkin has 4 remaining.
Okay, the next guy comes at you with an 18 and hits you for 6.
For the Gnomish Collective!
You immediately go down. The last one begins his charge, and instead takes it on Narder. And he has to roll at disadvantage. A 12
18.
to hit Narder.
18 is my AC.
So he just kind of clashes off your shield.
Ka-ching.
And he's just like smacking you with the spear, but it's not going anywhere. Filkin, you're going to need to begin your death saving throws, which means roll a d20.
I have forgotten how this works. You guys can help me out, I'm
It
sure.
is, you need to make 3 points positive before you make 3 points negative. If you roll 20, you immediately come back to life with 1 HP.
Why did slash roll the 1d20? Come on, all right, let me try it again. I made a macro that did not work.
If you roll a 1, you get 2 death saving points. Oh! Oh!
Wait, hold on.
So
Tide of Chaos, add advantage to any attack, ability check.
No, wait, you're
Yeah.
a gnome, right? You're a gnome. You have
Yes.
lucky. Oh no, that's halflings. Oops.
What about inspiration? Does that help anything?
Yes, it does. If you'd like to use inspiration retroactively.
I would please.
Okay, roll again.
Filkin always knew he had a special special fate, but
Okay, you only
yeah.
take 1 negative point.
only one. Let me click my little
That's
box
better
here.
than 2, because if you failed next turn, you would be in the grave.
But
All right,
with
Kyron, things are getting bad.
Yes.
the magic of True Strike slowly fades away from my hands. My firebolt not successfully cast. All right, thank you. I'm done.
I am going to attempt to save the gnome by shooting the kobold that just massacred him.
Okay. Show me your moves. Okay, so you like fire this bolt at him, and he like gets Filkin's body between you and him, and you end up shooting Filkin in the back.
Wait, hold on.
Are you reloading that bad boy?
I am.
Alright, so you kick that thing and crank it back.
Why did Roll20 give 2 numbers for the macro?
I have no idea.
Because it doesn't know if you have advantage. The second one is if you had advantage, it's your second
Yeah.
roll.
And because
that does make sense.
it's so often that you'll either have advantage or disadvantage because it's such a common attribute. It's just going to always be on. So just take the first roll if you don't have either.
Okay. All right, Soren.